Donald Trump, the new US president, has decided to change all this.
As of today, it will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
So there is two genders, male and female, and apparently pronouns, at least in the US public service, will be he, him and she, her. That's it. No selecting your own pronouns, no being called they or them when there's only one of you. So what does this mean for us? Because it's become quite normal now for people just to accept that there are lots of genders. I mean, you know, I find it odd in the AFLW, there's a number of players who say, I'm not female. In fact, I'm non-binary. So they want to play in the AFL Women's League, but they don't want to be identified as women themselves. That I find strange. They don't want she and her as their pronouns. They want they and them, which to me is awkward again because in normal English, it means there's more than one of you, and whatever they say about themselves, there isn't more than one of them. And we're supposed to just go along with all this. And, Donald Trump at least has decided he's had enough. Our next guest is Head of Advocacy at the Women's Forum Australia, Stephanie Bastian. Good morning.
Good morning, Tom.
Is what Trump is saying, going back to two genders only and simple two sets of personal pronouns, he, him and she, her, is that a good move in your opinion?
Absolutely. This is a great move. This is a great move towards common sense, and I really hope that this soon follows to Australia. I mean, gender ideology is a theory without scientific basis, and it's managed to entrench itself in our laws, in our judiciary, in our school education system, and it's really warped a generation. We have women who are being housed with male sex offenders because these men have identified as women and they've gone through the judiciary and they're now being put into female prisons. We have female athletes being injured in sport. We have women who can no longer access single-sex domestic violence shelters. I mean, this thing has overtaken so many aspects of women's sex-based rights. So I think that what Donald Trump's doing is he's just repealing a lot of the damage that's been done. It's wonderful.
It's interesting. I was given a media pass to go to the Australian Open yesterday. I went for a couple of hours. It just gets me into the ground, doesn't get me seats or anything. And it says Tom Elliott, there's a picture of me, then it says he, him. So at the Australian Open, and there was a menu. I mean, you select what pronouns you want, but there was a whole range of different ones. It wasn't just he, him and she, her. So this is something that our biggest tennis tournament now does.
Well, I mean, this sort of diversity and inclusion is everywhere. There's enormous public funding that's going into it. And that's one thing that Donald Trump is also withdrawing, that I think we need to withdraw here. But these policies are, they're designed to try and make things inclusive, but they're actually excluding biological reality, and they're forcing people to comply with something that is just scientifically has no basis.
So do you think here in Australia the current or future government might wind back the trend towards dozens of different genders and self-selected pronouns and all that sort of thing?
Absolutely. There is growing calls for both Peter Dutton and Anthony Albanese to have a policy on this, I think, before the next election. We'll be heading to an election shortly, and the harm that's come, particularly towards women and girls, with these policies is so great, and it's affecting them in so many different facets of their lives. There's going to be a demand that both leaders have a position before the election.
All right, thank you for your time. That's interesting. So, because the federal election will probably be sometime between March and May, so it's not far away. Stephanie Bastian there, Head of Advocacy at the Women's Forum Australia.
Polestar 4 has landed in Australia. Scandinavian by design with innovative tech and sustainable solutions. Polestar 4 is the SUV coupe for the electric age. Discover its powerful acceleration, luxurious interior, and advanced technology for yourself. Polestar 4, SUV comfort with sports coupe handling and performance. Don't just imagine the future, drive it. Book your test drive today at polestar.com.
See the light, see solar bright. Start smashing your surging power bills with a massive solar and battery deal from SolarBright. For $10,888, you'll get a premium solar system and family-size battery with blackout protection. It's time to secure your energy future. Do your solar right. Do it with SolarBright. Trusted since 2008. See solarbright.com.au or visit the showroom. T's and C's apply.